Sometimes you just got to admit when you're getting older and things aren't as easy as they used to be. And one of those examples for me lately has been loading motorcycles onto the back of my ute. Now the ute is quite high and you need a ladder to actually wheel the bike up, and as you get older, the chance of this going pear-shaped and falling over, and worse still falling over with your bike, it just increases. So I thought this trailer might be the solution to that. Hey everyone, welcome to Roads of Oz. My name is Matt, and on this episode we're looking at my Carlex Easy Trailer. Now I didn't buy it brand new because brand new they're 990 bucks, which seems quite cheap, but by the time you start building it up to what you want, it is almost the same price as an equivalent 7x4 trailer. So why would you buy one? Well, quite simply, if you haven't got a lot of room to store a trailer, these fit the bill. They're able to be folded up and they can be stored in pretty much a garden shed. In most cases, that comes to their detriment, and I'll explain why a bit later. So we'll look at the trailer first. I picked this trailer up quite cheap. It was 250 bucks, unregistered, and I knew I'd be able to get it registered. Now, getting a trailer registered here in Sydney isn't as big a deal as you would think. Now, you do need a blue slip, but the main thing they check on trailers is, one, that all the lights work, your brake lights, your driving lights, and your indicator lights, and two, that the wheel bearings are in good condition. That means there's no play on the wheels. So once I checked all those things over, got rid of some of the unnecessary stuff on the trailer. For example, the side indicators, one was smashed and the wiring was pretty much disgusting. It was single insulated. It was just like building wire, so I got rid of it. Anyway, the bike passed rego and I ended up ordering a bike wheel chock. I got that quite cheap, and I've left the link in the description below of where I bought it from. Put it all together, and I used my Paul Kawasaki GPZ as a test guinea pig to see if it fit properly. Now initially it was a bit rocky, but I put the additional bars on the actual wheel chock, and that seems a lot more sturdier. Now I'm going to talk about the trailer itself, the pros and cons. If you go on Carlex's website, you see they've got the trailer and all the parts to it. Now, I hear a lot of stories out there that they're unstable, this, that, and the other. Well, let me tell you, I gave it a bit of a test. I actually towed my ride-on lawnmower with it and tested it at speeds of 60, 80, and 110, and the trailer held up fine. There was no weaving, there was no unusual characteristics, and the trailer performed very well. The biggest negative of it is when the trailer is unloaded, I can't see it from the back of my ute, which is a bit of a pain because reversing it is an absolute nightmare. Other than that, the trailer performs fine. So why do you seem so cheap on places like Gumtree and Facebook Marketplace? Well, they are a budget trailer to a degree, but what makes them budget is how quickly they deteriorate, and these things are prone to rust. They will rust very quickly. The paintwork on them isn't that good, and it just breaks down, peels away, leaves the metal exposed, and that just rusts super fast. So when you're looking at one second hand, definitely check for rust. Other downsides to that trailer is, although you can fold it up, those tiny wheels aren't the most mobile. Do not like anything other than the smoothest, flattest terrain possible. You encounter any small rocks, drain grates, anything rougher than a garage floor, you will get issues with it. So just be wary of that when you're moving it around along the footpath. One of the other things I really didn't like about the trailer was its tow hitch. It just looks nasty, and over time they deteriorate poorly. Brand new or even second hand, the first thing I'd be replacing is the tow hitch. I'd just get a more standard one, gives you less hassles. Now just be aware you do have to drill into the neck to refit a standard one, but it's time and money well spent, and you can find them brand new for 50 bucks or even second hand on Gumtree for about $15. So that to me is money well spent. I didn't like how it sat on the tow bar hitch, and a more traditional one is just so much better. Another thing to be aware of, if it does have the plywood floor, that can rot over time. It still can be prone to rot. The one on mine's 9 years old. It seems to be able to hold the weight of a motorcycle fine, so it's just something you've got to keep an eye on and make that decision down the track whether you need to replace it or not. Luckily, all these parts you can get either from Super Cheap Auto for the tow hitch, and the plywood you can get from Bunnings fairly cheaply, or you can buy it already pre-cut and drilled to fit your trailer. So should you buy one second hand? It's another good question. Well, when they're selling as cheap as they are, you can buy one brand new, or you can buy one with all the bits on it Mine cost me $250 and that come with a few extra bits. It come with the floor and the trailer side. So my plan for it is to move my bikes around. Now all up, it cost me about $550, $250 for the trailer and another $150 for rego, plus a few additional parts I bought for it. It was missing the compliance plate. Now the compliance plate you can get, there's a vehicle identification number stamped on the neck of the trailer. I was able to chase up a compliance plate, get one reissued, because I was able to provide a receipt for the sale of the trailer and also a copy of the VIN chassis number. Now, one thing you really need to ask yourself is, do I really need this? If you're only using a trailer twice a year to tow your bike around, you'd be better off hiring, because I've spent about $500. That's the equivalent of 10 days of hire. But the biggest hassle for it is storing them, even though it folds up. They're the things you've got to ask yourself, whether it be a standard trailer or one of the Carlex ones, do you really need it, or is it cheaper to hire it in the long term? Anyway, just food for thought, but things you should really have a think about before going out and spending your hard-earned money on any type of bike trailer. I picked mine up for $250 and it's going to do the job for the next couple of years. Yes, I will have to fix the rust in the next 12 months, but that's just some good preventative maintenance. Anyway, that's pretty much it for me. Thanks very much for watching. If you found this video interesting, check out some of my other videos on the Aprilia that I'm building up a bike for track days right here.